he's our mayor.
Oh, nice to
These
meet
two
you.
are moving in. So, yep. These are the two I was telling you about that are. This one's halfway licensed already.
So we won't know that you're a stranger if we see you walking around town.
Right. Yep.
We get a few of those here and there,
Well.
actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is not so cold in here. Jacket on. Morning, Bruce.
Oh, he's got the cold crowd, you don't want to. You don't want to shake his hand. Okay. Yeah, I'm coming.
Hmm?
Oh, I gotta take this jacket off. It's too warm. It's too warm in here.
Well, have a seat. Have a treat. You guys have treats up there and up here too.
You didn't tell me you were gonna have treats, so I already ate.
Well, these are desserts.
Desserts. It's everywhere.
Oh, man.
Start chatting this up.
Yes. Start the holidays right.
He's the current fire chief. Yep. Yep. He's not here yet, but I think he's coming. But he's our fire chief right now.
Hopefully this one doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Take a revolt.
So look, we've got a couple minutes to wait yet, and I think Ross Lane already is coming, so.
I just saw someone at the door.
We'll set up some cheap seats.
Oh, this is Morning.
You guys okay with the cheap seats?
There on that end.
Like, sure, she's a good one. The military sitting there. That's right. Hello.
You gotta sit by my boss.
Yeah.
I said, you gotta sit by my boss. Scott, it's your job to keep her in line. bathroom quickly. Yours over here? Okay. I just wasn't sure.
You guys
if
all
you
wanna
had your
sign
mom's
it,
last name or if
say
it was
who
your
you
dad's.
are.
I wasn't sure if it was your mom's last name or your dad's. That's all.
Sign in. I think that's it. No, you're missing
You don't want to sit by me.
I wouldn't either.
Hey, Jeff. How are you?
That's okay. I don't want to do it tomorrow.
I'm gonna go to Rochester tomorrow.
Or anytime this week. They're not rushing. They can get people hired.
Yeah, because we have to.
They have
I'm
four
waiting for
positions
one more
open and they
person that I
have two
thought was coming.
applicants.
I show 1 minute yet.
Yeah, that is awful.
Yeah, well, he has been pushing for it. He's Albert Lee. And then the guy's name, But they're right now. He's the one that's pushing for it too.
You guys want to just sit up here, maybe?
Hey. Meeting to order. We'll stand and pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first thing we do is the council has the minutes from the last meeting. We read them to ourselves and see if there needs to be any corrections or accept it as they are.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I see we have a lot lot of guests here. 2 of them I knew were gonna be here, so I've got them listed, for guests speaking. I've got Ross listed first. I knew he was coming.
I'd like to approach the board for a permission to rent the hall for the 18th of December. And what are we after for a fee on that? Okay. We'll pay for that today. Thank you.
Do you need that open the day before or anything?
It would be nice, we'd probably do a quick mop job and rearrange the tables the day before if possible. I don't know who the key master is that?
Whoever's gonna be around.
What time?
Any one of us that's
What-
around.
yeah, what time do you Is that a Saturday or Sunday? Is it Saturday?
Well, the 18th would be on a Sunday,
Sunday.
so if we could get in Saturday afternoon to do a little quick cleaning and rearranging of the tables, what time would be convenient for one of the members, the key master?
I don't have a problem, we've got, Sam's extra key right now.
Yeah.
Sam, we could give to you.
Okay,
Key
and
right
that's what
now.
Joel used to do that. Thank you.
Then I've got Jeff Westowski representing the city of Oakley, deputy fire chief and city emergency manager. The city approached Jeff when the fire department spoke of disbanding. We approached Albert Lee to get a cost and find out what those steps would be.
Speak on that now?
Sure, yes, please.
Yeah, so it would be, like any department in the county would supply protection to Twin Lakes for the same rate. It would be following the county's fire contract, which was whatever the mill rate is for the community times 0.00085 is what the number is to figure it out. Everybody's mill rate went up this year. Everybody's property values went up a lot this year. So currently, if I remember right, the numbers for Twin Lakes, or if you would say start January 1 of 2023, the January or February 2024 payment would be due to whoever you choose for fire protection. The current mill rate would be about $3,300.
For the year?
For the year's fire protection, yeah. I know previous year's mill rate would have been about $2,200. But with everybody's property taxes going up for 2023, the mill rate went up. Uses the same multiplier to figure that out, and it's paid after the protection has been provided. So you pay the year after it's done. So if you start January 1 with a department, it'd be the next January, February is when you'd receive the bill from the previous year. It allows everybody to set their taxes and their mill rate necessary to have the funding to pay it later on.
So that rate, that 00085, that's, what Albert Lee would charge us, and if we went to Emmons, they would charge us the same rate?
Same thing, yep, it's the Freeborn County Fire Contract, doesn't matter who protects for you, they follow that same fire contract. So if they use that multiplier at this time, the contract has the ability to change the multiplier to 0.001, but there's a township board group that votes annually on that. And the only way that can be changed is under a new contract, and this contract is in place for the next 2 years yet, if I remember right?
I think so.
I think it's the next 2 years yet, so that wouldn't be able to change for the next couple of years, so.
Yeah, back in September, you had said our market value was $2,985,900, and the cost would be $2,538, and like
Yep,
you said,
and now
we all know market values went up
You guys
quite a
have
bit.
almost 3 million or over 3 million now, so.
Do you know anything about being, for our citizens and where they live, being near a station and miles away, and how that's gonna affect?
Yeah, so one of the things I looked into prior to coming down, currently right now, the city of Emmons, the city of Twin Lakes has a fire rating of 9. So it's an ISO rating, Insurance Safety Organization rating of 9. 10 is no fire protection, If you have no fire protection, you get a rating of 10, and that's what dictates your homeowner's insurance. The city of Albert Lee is a 3, so any of our rural territory we protect gets what's called a 3Y. So our full 3 rating does not extend outside of the city limits, but a savings would be seen with it. And it all depends on who you choose for your fire protection, for what their ISO rating is. It's whatever theirs is in what's called the add Y. It used to be, they'd always do a 3.8, 3.9, stuff like that. But now they just do whatever your number is and then add Y after it. And then that way they can look at it going, well, this department could actually provide at a level 7, this one can provide a level 9, rural, stuff like that. They look at a bunch of different things for our rural rating and stuff, so.
So 1 being the best, 10 being the worst, we're
Yep.
a 9?
We're a 3. Currently,
We're a 9.
Currently, you guys are a 9, yep, because you have the fire protection in town. If you would just completely disband the fire department and not have fire protection at all, you would go under a 10, which then that would change your insurance ratings. I don't know what a 10 runs at these days, but most of the time, most of your insurance ratings, like for the city of Albany, if we go from a 3 to a 4, it equates to approximately $20 per month per household increase in their homeowner's insurance. So one ISO rating could cost each home about an extra $240 a year. Cheaper homes, probably that $150, more expensive homes, $300 to $500 a year. It's not perfectly equal across the board, but.
No, I just talked to my insurance agency, they called the main headquarters,
Yep.
the big guys. They ran mine and they said mine would not change.
What insurance do you have?
State Farm.
Going from
From
having,
what we are now to having no protection, they said my household premiums would not change.
okay, so that means that maybe you guys are already at a 10.
Could be.
Yep.
And I got that information today.
Perfect.
Yeah, I, emailed, Doug Robinson and Randall Downs, they're with, Verisk, Verisk, and they said, initial glance, that we were published as a class 6X. But it might not remain the same at the next evaluation. And they said currently anyone within 1,000 feet of a hydrant receives the class 6. Anyone beyond 1,000 feet, but within 5 miles, receives a 9. And anyone beyond 5 would be 10. And then they said, sometimes certain insurance companies don't even, do policies for 10s. So there could be people that their policies get canceled and have to find different.
So a lot of these people right outside of town get insurance,
Wi-Fi connection first.
They get
They're
insurance,
protected by Glenville, they're not protected by us.
Emmons, but I mean,
they get insurance,
they're
but they
further
probably
away
pay
from the,
a higher rate with a different company maybe.
I can tell you insurance for a commercial, which would be like a rental, goes up a lot. I was told mine would go up about $1,000 a year, just for one rental house.
I know for mine, I called my insurance today and they, from 1 mile to 5 miles, it would go up, $100.
A year. That's nothing.
I was surprised, cause I expected it to be more too, but these people that gave me the 6X and the 9 and the 10, they, you know, there's a lot more to it. That was just right off the top of their head.
But as far as Twin Lakes is concerned, the whole territory is covered with water.
Yes.
It's, the whole territory has
Yes.
got water.
so that water's there, no matter who comes in.
Right.
They've
Right,
got
it's
it.
there.
It's
Yeah,
there.
that's all the insurance is looking at, is you've got water accessible.
No,
You don't have to bring
private
it up.
garden house can't hook it up.
So would that risk factor change if we
That's not what
switched
they look
Albert
at.
Lee for us? Would that be the risk?
Still have the high
Well, what
rate.
Jeff is
Will
saying,
still be a
their
10 then.
department is rated at a 3, and ours is at a 6.
Okay.
Right, but we don't get their rating if we go with them. We don't get to be a 3 then at that point.
I know, but,
We are considered uncovered at that point.
yeah, but technically, we probably better cover it.
With Albert Lee.
if we call the alarm, you gotta, at 2 in the morning, you gotta come from Alberley and get dressed. They're already coming.
I've beat everybody here every other time.
Yeah, so with
At what
Emmons,
cost?
Emmons is 5.9, so they're over the 5 miles, if that means anything, but they are, so they're closer to us than Albert Lee's 8. For now, I'm gonna skip over the wastewater Travis report and the clerk report, and I'm gonna go to the fire department report and let Steve speak. And I will read on the agenda what I wrote already, that Chief Steve Sober announced retirement at their November meeting, and members voted to disband. They will continue operations while the city determines the next steps. The city reached out to Emmons and Albert Lee to inquire about contracted service. Mayor Kathy Benscooter asked Steve Sober to continue as chief through June, and also asked for a revote about disbandment at the June fire meeting.
Okay.
A letter would be sent to members prior to the June meeting to notify them about the revote. So that was my proposition to Steve.
Correct. Yep, and that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what, we've got going on. I made an announcement of my retirement, and, there was no interest from anyone that was at that meeting to take over the, chief's responsibilities. And it just kind of waterfalled from there to everybody saying, well, let's just disband. And we took a vote with everybody that was there, and we all came to an agreement to disband at that meeting. But we can do, we'll do what you've asked us to do, have another meeting in June, and look at this in the meantime, and, see if there's any other way that we can, stay on, or we just want the city to be served the best that they can be served.
My reasoning for the 6 months is, to look at all candidates, to find a qualified chief that everybody would be happy with. To look at, is there possible recruitment for new members in town? And, to learn more about the homeowners insurance, everybody being affected.
Sure. Yeah, we don't want, the city to incur any additional costs. We just want, good coverage and fair costs for your services. And, I don't wanna be a quitter, but that's just kind of the way it's going. There used to be a school in town, used to be a church in town. It's kind of the way it's going. It's getting tougher to find people to come in and volunteer their time. You get people that go to a particular scene, and that one flips them out, and they're gone. And they have to live with that for the rest of their lives, but they just can't do it anymore. So that's where we're at, and like I said, we hate to, quit, and we're not quitting, we're gonna be hanging around, but, we're gonna give you a chance to figure out what y'all wanna do.
How many people are on the department?
14.
How many are gonna retire next couple of years?
I count 3 for sure. 3 retiring for sure.
5 will be retiring. 5 will retire. As of right now, that I've heard. There will be 5. So you're down to 9.
I've got a few new recruits here too.
I hope they're better than
There's
the
a
last.
couple here and
Yeah.
a couple more that have said that they're interested. I mean, I think even Tanner has mentioned it before about possibly joining.
So that's what this time from now until June would give us some time to evaluate the seriousness of potential recruits and people currently on
Okay.
members that,
So,
what they
Tanner.
want to do.
Ready to get rid of this?
I got it.
You will.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
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 I shouldn't be on front of you.
To get a mask
So
to
what's the
seal.
budget for the fire
Yeah.
Air
department?
pack,
What,
you
Mary?
don't wear.
What's the budget for the fire department?
8,000 annual.
How much have we
Okay,
spent
we-
each year?
We could get covered for 3,
But how much have we spent each year?
way more.
Way more.
We've
I
got,
had-
we've got up and down, we've had years that were lower and then years that were higher.
Yes.
You know, when you get a year where you buy new,
Year is $2,200 a set, and in 2 to 3 years, you're gonna have to buy all new sets. That truck is 40 years old, I don't even wanna think of what a new truck's gonna cost the city.
We do have to do hose test and pump test on that pump that we haven't done for many years. We do have to do a fit test for everybody, and there's a bunch of them that will not pass.
And there's been a lot of maintenance out there that hasn't been done, that should have been done
Correct.
in the
Yep.
past,
Yep.
which is telling me that there is not a whole lot of interest or a lot of pride in the department, and there's one person on the department that lives in town that has, what's the word I'm looking for? That has, whose taxes help fund that department. Nobody else's taxes help fund this department.
I pay property tax here since I have a rental house here,
Well, you're
and
just
I'm in
joined.
this
I'm
town,
talking overall, okay, so there's
Okay.
two,
and I'm in the town 7 days a week.
but you don't live here, you're not a resident.
Well, these two are going to be, and they're gonna be living in a property that,
So two people.
pay tax
Two
on.
people on the department.
Okay,
well, that's more than the one that
Skin in the
you,
game.
but that's
So-
more than the one that you're saying we have now.
Well, that one's retiring next year, so.
So
we're back
these,
to one.
these are all the facts that we've gotta, you know, put together and compile, and it might shake out that it's, you know, to disband, or it might not.
Yeah, you might wake up some volunteers that are on the
I see it can go either
edge.
way.
Yeah.
It can go either way, and I don't wanna rush into anything at this particular moment.
Sure.
I just want everybody here to realize, if they're a citizen here in town, that what could happen in the near future with that truck being as old as it is and the equipment being as old as it is, what the dollars could possibly be versus what this to this.
I'm just glad that you're waiting 6 months to decide this. Because a lot could change in 6 months.
Well, we used to deal with all city people.
Right. I just remember.
We probably weren't the best firemen, but we were all decent people.
And I can admit, I'm a little afraid if we don't have a fire department here, you know, what's gonna happen to our town. You know, I mean, that's every small town everywhere, I understand that. Okay, anybody else wanna say anything about the fire department?
I know we were told that one time when we had a fire, that we should have called Twin Lakes, because we're just a mile up the road.
But they always call
But
the
we're not
district
your
you're in.
fire-
But we're not yet, we're not
You
your
got
fire
your
department.
fire department.
I know, but they said they would call.
After, mutual aid is
After
called.
mutual aid would be called.
Yeah.
They're not your first call.
You always call 911.
You always call 911 and
they'll
they send out-
dispatch who's in your territory.
Guys, that was before 911 existed, that we had that fire, and she called directly to Emmons Fire, cause that's who we had. And Twin Lakes told her, oh, you should've called us, we would've come, cause you're so close. You know, like Larry said, they were all good, decent people, they would just wanted to help. So that's what she's talking about, is nowadays you call 911 and somebody gets dispatched, but at that time it wasn't.
Once the dispatch company, that's.
So in the next 6 months, I'd be happy for any of you that have any ideas or have some points that we might not be thinking of, or if you're leaning one way or another, if you could put it in writing and give it to the city, and we'll start a file, and so we can take everything into consideration. Please and thank you.
I think we should have a city meeting.
Yes. Public information.
I think we should have a city meeting where the actual residents are here.
We can put it in the.
And we can certainly do that now that we, we're not making a decision this minute to disband. We put out a quarterly letter with our bills, and that'll be going out on December 31st. And we'll let the citizens know that this is being discussed. And then, then we can set a date for a public meeting. And get that input also. Okay, we'll skip back to the water and wastewater report.
We got other people.
I'm sorry.
We got other people here before we get to
Oh, is there
ours.
anybody else that wants to speak? Are you here just to observe the fire talk, or if you wanna speak, let me know. Going once?
I got a question
I'd like a second read.
for Jeff.
What is,
Yeah,
what
what-
is, was that two or what is, the miles that you should be for the city of Elberly, that you can be within the district to be able to keep a fire? How close you have to be?
Be on Elberly Fire?
Yes.
For us, you have to live within 30 minutes of the fire station under 4 conditions.
Under 4
So
conditions.
it's, you hit every stoplight, every red light, and it's 5 miles under the speed limit due to conditions. You have to basically live within Fremont County, but the main reason for that for us is because I have 4 to 5 people on duty that get things started, and then the rest come in to fill in.
So if you got one from Iowa, what is within that thing?
So somebody in Iowa wouldn't be within 30 minutes, they'd be
Okay.
outside 30 minutes, so.
Okay.
Okay, knowing a little bit about how ISO works, would it be beneficial for the city to contract on an interim basis for 6 months with the city of Albert Lea? Because the time it takes for them to recognize that you're taking care of the city of Twin Lakes, your ISO is, do you do once a year or twice, or is it every other year for the ISO?
The ISO rating, it's done every 5 years.
Is it 5?
The ISO rating is done every 5 years, but you can call them in and ask for an update based on, we're looking at doing this, what would this do to our ISO? We wanna do this, what would this do to our ISO?
What year are you on, do you know, Jeff, or?
For Albert Lea,
Yeah,
we just had it done.
so it'd be
Yeah.
4 or 5 years
For
before
us
they
coming down
look.
to protect, Twin Lakes, it wouldn't affect our ISO at all. What you guys choose will affect.
I know, that's why I'm asking on an interim basis if
Yeah.
something could happen where they would recognize that the city is actually doing it on an interim basis, if it would help.
We've got, we call in Glenville or Emmons, and, if you got particular situation, like out on the highway, and they just show up, so we're covered.
Is there a difference, like cost per call, depending on what department it is, like elderly, is there a charge or a fee per call? Or a
So,
department's different?
I can attest to the Albert Lea side, we would follow the county fire contract. So 2 Twin Lakes, if we did it, so there would be the $3,300 a year right now because of the valuation. And then the county fire contract says you can charge up to $1,000 for the fire call, but that's because that's the rider on your insurance. So that's why the bill for the $1,000 gets submitted to the insurance pays it out.
Is
That would be.
Even across departments in the county then?
So that's, yeah, anybody covering, Twin Lakes that would not be Twin Lakes Fire would have to follow that county fire contract, which would be that same thing, so no matter who did it, if you had a fire, the way they say it is if you pull a line, most fire departments say, you have a significant fire where you're claiming insurance, we'll submit the $1,000, if it's small enough where you're not claiming the insurance, cause my deductible is $1,000 and it was $500 in damage, which today's prices for fixing stuff probably wouldn't take much, but,
They do in Emmons too.
yeah.
Did we have one here? I didn't even know, I guess I
Yep.
never asked.
Yeah. At first we didn't, because it was all tax money paying for it. So then over the years, the expense got more than.
So that's the benefit you're in, is no matter who protects you, whatever your choice is, it's gonna cost you the same no matter what, if it's not your own community.
Do you know what we charge here in Twin Lakes?
1,000.
Okay.
And the insurance people that, from the state that I talked to, or that determined, they said, Twin Lakes' next evaluation is scheduled for 2024.
Alright, yep. And that evaluation is set upon your equipment, amount of people that you have, where they're at.
Water supply,
Yep.
dispatch.
Okay, now I think we're ready for the Travis report.
I'm short and sweet today. I just had, Kruger's is, they're planning on doing some of that riprap out there. They were gonna do it last week, but it was a little too muddy, so I kinda held them off. I think they're gonna do that when it freezes now. Then, I think, I probably showed the letter to you that UC Labs sent, with their increase, they're gonna increase our fees, 10% for next year. Which is our, sewer and water testing. I think that's pretty much all I have.
Then I've got the clerk report. Not everybody got it, but there's a page that says November 2022 on it. And that shows the checks that were written, shows the deposits that were made. It shows the bank balance, and then it shows the expense categories it was split into. Shows the checks that didn't clear, and it shows that it's all in balance. On the income, that deposit for 4,000, that's the second half of, county property tax that came in. Okay, we already talked about the fire department. Then, ongoing reporting that we talked about is water and sewer bills. The last bill that week was mailed out October 1st for Q3. We've got one old one that's not paid, and that was the property that was sold, and, that person's been contacted again. The previous property owner should be paying that.
Should we contact the real estate? I mean, that should have been done in the closing, that should have been taken care of.
It's the homeowner's, the old homeowner's responsibility, and that lady has a guardian, and so it's, we're working on it.
Okay.
And then.
Is the new owner current?
Haven't got a bill yet.
Okay, right.
All right, okay.
And
Just
then,
asking.
and there's one other person, unpaid.
Huh?
One person unpaid, for the newest quarter. Violation
I
letters
didn't know when you closed.
were sent out to, Josh Lee and Josie Brackey again.
No response.
I noticed there's another car in the driveway again. I'm so glad when all the vehicles were gone, and now there's a
Now
car.
I've got Iowa plates on it, I don't think it's current. I don't think
Okay,
it's current.
then new business, we have lots of new business. We had a special meeting for, election results, and, I was reelected for mayor, and for 2 four-year council spots, Tanner was reelected, and David Viss will be new. And then we had a special 2-year council write-in, and there was a tie between Linda Viss and Sandy Slutten.